Hello, Gemini. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Jen with Bohemian Path Tarot, and this is your November reading. I've got the Orion's Animal Tarot here, and I've got the Rune Magic Oracle deck. Ooh. And I've got the Green Witch's Oracle deck over here. We'll pull one of each of the Oracle decks. One card from each of the Oracle decks. Ooh, wow. Okay, nice. As always, this is a general reading for a general Gemini audience. So take what resonates for you, leave the rest for another Gemini. I try to give a bunch of different examples for how the energy might play out, and you might have to extrapolate on those examples. Take what resonates, from the examples, or extrapolate and just leave what doesn't fit for you for another Gemini. And I invite you to check out the videos for all of your major astrological placements. So like your sun sign, your rising sign, and your moon sign. Oh, well, there just isn't a better rune than that. So your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, those tend to be the most helpful, kind of most like resonant sort of helpful videos. Let's pull your Green Witch's Oracle card. I am so into this deck. If you're not familiar with it, I highly recommend it. It's really cool. Potion. Okay. So, starting with your wound card. Wunjo is the wound. The wound is the rune of joy, celebration, of sort of rebirth, and we actually see the themes that Wunjo deals with in your reading here in the Sun and Judgment. So it's kind of like the party rune. If you can see, let's see if I can get this in better focus here. It looks like, so this is Wunjo or Wunjo, and it looks like a little flag or a little banner, and that's, kind of like a little celebratory banner. Think of it like that. It's a celebration, and it's the most positive, well, debatably, but it's one of the best runes, really, in terms of positive, reflecting positive themes, positive moments, joy, hope, rebirth into like a positive expansion, like that. Not for nothing, for those of us in America celebrating Thanksgiving at the end of the month, like there's certainly that kind of vibe, that joy, coming together, celebrating with good food and with loved ones, like that. Now, potion. So potion is like the idea that a little bit of something can infuse you with the power. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I know probably not everybody who watches this believes in inoculation. But the idea behind inoculation or behind infusions is that a little bit of the thing that can make you sick can teach your body not to be sick by it. It can train your body to fight it off, and so you don't get sick by it, right? That's what an inoculation does. In the same way, there's like the idea that infusions or potions are like a little bit of a concentrated bit of a good thing can train your body to make more of that good thing. That's what a potion does in magic. So the idea with the potion card is that a little bit of something can get you back on track. Either a little bit of the good stuff can, a concentrated like hit of the good stuff can remind you to make more of the good stuff in your life, or a little hit of the bad stuff can remind your body, we we want to fight the bad stuff off. Here's how you do it. So the idea with this card coming up is, what can you do to either inoculate yourself or to invigorate yourself or infuse yourself with a potion or a remedy against or for what you need in a moment. So like for the good stuff, what is a potion that can like give you the positive force to give you encouragement to get through the day? Like coffee could arguably be a potion, right? Like on a Monday morning facing the work week, or just getting out of bed, being able to get into the office for those of us who are still on the career path. Arguably coffee is sort of like a potion to get us, or maybe matcha, or something along those lines. Or what else could be a potion? It's not literally a liquid or an inoculation or an infusion, but taking a walk in nature can also be the thing that is healing, that is refreshing, that just touching grass can be something like a potion that just reboots the system, that gives you the sort of refreshment to face the rest of your day or the rest of your week or whatever it is. So this card calls on doing something to empower yourself, invigorate yourself, give yourself a sort of a reboot, or a reinvigoration, or what's another word? Just a little boost in your day, in your week, and a conscious moment to take care of yourself, to empower yourself, to give yourself vim and vigor and a kick in your step. So I'm going to leave that there, and let's look at the tarot to see how these themes of joy and invigoration, or potency, empowering yourself, show up in this reading. Now, the first column we have here is the Ace of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands. Interestingly, for me, the Seven of Wands is very much a card of like an audition, or a interview, or having to defend your thesis. It's a situation where you are putting yourself out there, defending your talents or your gifts, your skills, showing what you can do. And the Ace of Pentacles is very much like a new chapter in terms of a fresh slate in your career, or wanting a new career path, or wanting a new job, pursuing new opportunities on the career front, wanting to change your job. So it's looking for some of my Geminis, that there is a new path opening up in terms of your work life, your practical life. It could also be your creative life or your ambitions. It could be the sort of situation where you're maintaining one job while you're pursuing some other options. That's always the smart thing to do, right? So you could still have a job, or you could still be at school while you're pursuing, doing interviews or auditions, or submitting your portfolio, resume, what have you. But it looks like that's sort of what's happening the first week. The second week, we have the Queen of Swords and the Four of Pentacles. Now, I would say the Queen of Swords could be you. It actually could be you, presenting yourself, maybe again, this could be an interview situation where you have to show up, show your skills in a more formal way, wearing your sort of best business suit or what have you, a more formal interview setting. Or this could actually be a hiring agent, a potential boss that you have to present to. Now, I will say, I think for more Gemini, this feels more like the latter, where this is someone, not you, that you may be a little bit even wary of, or certainly aware of, because this Queen of Swords, who is someone who is smart and well put together and on top of things, but maybe somehow a bit intimidating at the same time, despite the fact that she is a clever and charming. She could seem a bit intimidating somehow. And because this is paired with the Four of Pentacles, can't really see it in this card, but the Four of Pentacles can be a card of feeling a little bit unsure of yourself, feeling a little bit of that imposter syndrome, not sure if you have enough, maybe even withholding, not sharing your real self, feeling obliged to share kind of like maybe even a fake front, or not sure of how to best present your resources so that you end up sort of withholding your resources, you know what I mean? This might be an opportunity where, and it's kind of here in the cards, this might be a time when you are supported in investing in a new business suit for interviews or auditions, or investing in the best tools, maybe even having somebody help you write a resume if that makes sense in your situation, or not withholding or being stingy for whatever you need to get to sort of the next stage of your career or your project or whatever this is. And don't hold back. Give yourself every opportunity in this next situation, this next phase. Allow yourself to show up as the best, most confident version. If you do, we have, this is just so amazing. In this next column, we have the Sun and the Magician. So we have the Sun, which is an ultimate victory card. Absolutely, whatever it is that you think, that you're going after, that you're hoping for, the thing that the job that you're waiting on, or the news that you're waiting to hear after you apply or what interview or whatever it is. This is the good news. This is the hearing back or getting the second interview or whatever the process is in your situation. Here we also have the Magician, which is should you need to do a second interview or audition for a greater panel or whatever it is, the Magician has you feeling confident about that interview. The Magician has you in, whereas the Four of Pentacles was you maybe not at your most confident self, maybe you at your kind of fake business self. The Magician is you on your best day, giving your best presentation, absolutely manifesting your dream job and then some. It's so curious because there are so many sort of interview cards here. It feels like a back and forth. It feels like you get it, and then it feels like there's another interview, and it feels like a win, and then there's another interview, which is so curious. Now, I'm going to say, if you feel yanked around a little bit in November, it does feel like, just be forewarned. It really kind of looks like you kind of get it, and then, oh, wait, there's another person you have to interview with. Oh, and then it feels like you get it, but wait, you didn't totally get it. You have to interview for this. I mean, that's really what it looks like in the cards, very strangely. But with every sort of next phase interview or whatever it is, you get better at the interview process anyway. So don't let this multi-phase process, because I know not everybody is looking for a job, but for those of you that are, or maybe it's not a job, it could be a collaborating piece, it could be something else. You could be interviewing for a living situation with a roommate, or some of you could be interviewing for college or something like that. But it really looks in this reading that there are new opportunities, there are yeses, and then more sort of places where you have to sort of audition or interview again, and then more victories. So take that as it resonates for you, because we have this column that is very much a victory and sort of another audition or another interview or something like that. And then in this final column, this is kind of the most curious, because we do have a Nine of Swords, which can be bad dreams or fears. And strangely, after this win or this series of wins, there's this fear card, but you also have another victory over here. Judgment is a kind of a rebirth, and it's the ultimate, like, letting yourself do you in the most authentic way. So as the month progresses and these victories kind of collect, you become more and more sort of authentically you. And not for nothing, I'm going to say this, because Gemini does have a reputation, whether it's fair or not. Gemini does sometimes have a reputation for being kind of two-faced. So it may be that in some arena of your life, and maybe it's not the workplace, maybe it's with some other club or association where you have friends or something like that. It may just be that through a series of conversations, you do allow yourself to become more vulnerable and more authentically yourself. And that's what this sort of fear, this sort of imposter syndrome, and this kind of self-doubt moment leads to. That, because there's definitely sort of career successes, but behind the scenes there's also a weird self-doubt thing that's happening. But once you let go of this imposter piece, which may or may not be related to that need to put off a false front for some reason, take that as it resonates for you. That might not be true for everybody watching this. But by the end of the month, the very last card we have here, a major arcana card, which means it's significant, and which means it's a significant shift that is going to carry forward and be very significant moving in through the next few months, is this release from being trapped by a sort of a false face or a false bravado or bravada, a false persona, and freeing yourself into the truth of who you are, that brings you even greater and greater success. So I hope that's meaningful to you. I hope that's helpful. There are successes here, and there's greater and greater connection as you move into greater truthful vulnerability. So much joy and success and love and empowerment. I hope this has been helpful, Gemini. If so, I invite you to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. In any case, please take good care of yourself. And until next time, bye for now.